Hello there, MilktankerMedia here, and this is going to be a video in which I am covering two main topics. One is the layout, this new large layout that I've just built, and the other is the introduction to a Thomas Wooden Railway movie that I'm going to be working on probably during the summer, and then uploading to YouTube. So let's start with the layout. Here's Thomas, obviously, and Diesel. If we zoom out here, we can see that they're underneath these traffic light signals. And to the left and behind Thomas is the yard, with a couple freight cars, the barrel loader, brake van, and then here's Lady and Burnett Stone. Now, you'll notice that Burnett Stone is made of Legos, and he's not one of the gigantic wooden figures that are normally used in Thomas videos. I'm doing this probably from now on as a permanent change, because I think Lego figures work a lot better than the wooden ones, just because they're the tiniest bit closer to the scale of the engines. Now, Lady is sitting in front of some buffers here, and that indicates that those are the magic buffers. Both of these characters will most likely appear in the movie. And speaking of the movie, I'm calling it An Engine Abroad. The basic plot is Thomas is framed by Diesel for a fatal accident, which means, in this case, that one of the passengers dies. So Thomas is shunned by the other engines and not very liked or respected anymore. So he decides to leave the island. And throughout the movie, he travels along on going to railway, and to another railway, and probably more, on the mainland of Europe. And along the way, he'll meet another friend who eventually will come back to Sodor with him for at least temporarily. But Thomas has to return to Sodor, mostly because while he's gone, Diesel 10 and his followers invade the island of Sodor, capture the steam engines, and, well, just generally take over. So, back to the layout. Obviously, there's two lines here in the yard, and then there's two lines here, one behind Thomas and one behind Diesel. And they both converge on this one spot at this switch. But let's go behind them for right now. And you can see Thomas is pulling a couple of freight cars with cargo in them. And then here's the large track switcher, I call it. And then these two lines and a couple of other ones converge on this spot in a bunch of switches. And then they'll curve around here to another switch. And let's go this way first. If we go up here, here's Bulstrode the barge sitting in the water. He will actually have a semi-major role in the movie. Then if we go up the hill, here's the bridge that leads off of Sodor. You can see it doesn't actually go anywhere, but let's pretend it leads off Sodor. And there's two more characters here. This one is called Grant. He's actually called Big City Engine officially, but I'm renaming him Grant. Basically, Grant is going to be an engine that Thomas meets on his travels throughout Europe. He's actually the one I mentioned before that will come back and help him confront Diesel 10. And this is a British Army general. He will also have a semi-major role, probably not until towards the end of the movie. I'll leave it at that. You saw there was another switch back here, and this goes on to the wacky track, which in turn leads up to a hill and goes over here to another switch. This switch goes around the bend, past the yards, over to the lumber mill, and then to the stop-and-go tower, around another curve to Mr. Jolly's chocolate factory and the power plant, then to the three-way switch, and if we go up this way, we go back to where Thomas and Diesel are, as well as over there. I'll get there in a minute. And then if we go this way, we get back to the turntable at the engine sheds. And here is another Lego minifigure. Obviously, this is Sir Topham Hatt. And if we go and look in the sheds, we can see 5 engines in here. Edward, James, Henry, Gordon, and Toby, all of whom will appear in the movie. Edward will actually have a semi-major role, probably an equal role of Toby. The others will kind of just be, I don't want to say background characters, but not quite as important. But anyways, the turntable leads off in a couple different directions. That way, obviously. One through a tunnel, we'll get there. One to a siding with a couple of cars, an unnamed one, and Scruffy. And then this line curves around and back to here at this switch in front of Thomas and Diesel. Now, this switch actually goes to Daisy, who's sitting at a station. Daisy will also be in the movie. She is obviously a Diesel. So, I'm actually not going to tell you whether she's going to be on the good side or the bad side during the movie. Just because I'm saying that, you're probably guessing, oh, she's going to be on the bad side. Well, alright, that's right. She's going to be on the bad side for the movie. And then, this track runs parallel, eventually, with the other track from the turntable, and these run into the quarry, where you can see that Splatter and Dodge have returned to Sodor, obviously following none other than Diesel 10, who is sitting right here in the quarry, next to this guy on a motorcycle. And you may be asking yourself, now who the heck is this guy on the motorcycle? Well, obviously it's another LEGO minifigure, and this character is called P.T. Boomer. He was supposed to be the main villain in Thomas and the Magic Railroad originally, but then he got cut because test audiences thought he was too scary. He will reappear for this movie, and if you watch Thomas Wooden Railways movie, I believe at least one of them features P.T. Boomer. Another one might mention him, but I'm not absolutely positive. I know one of them has him in it, but he's not a LEGO minifigure. So anyways, this line that Dodge, where Dodge is, goes up over a hill and down the quarry mine tunnel, and then it goes down and converges at the same switch, which is by the track switcher. Now let's go back to the docks for a minute. This is the docks, by the way. Over there you can see the farm, and here's the little pig shed with the squeaking and oinking pigs. Then up here's Cranky. He's unloading a crate of Youngster's yogurt. Let's turn around here. Cranky will also have a pretty major role in the movie. And then let's go back to the docks themselves. This line goes over here to where the dock is. Obviously that's for boats, so I'll just pull both thrown in here for a minute. And then here's a crane, and this crane is actually the fishing crane. There should be fish in here, which you can spin around using this little lever. Then you're supposed to like go fishing and then load them into the cars, but in the movie this will probably just act as a regular crane. And then this goes off to another switch. We'll go down that line in a minute. But this leads to a long area where Percy and a couple of boxcars and obviously a caboose are sitting currently. Percy will obviously have a very major role in the An Engine Abroad movie. Obviously because he's Thomas's friend. And I will tell you that Percy actually in the movie will have a crush on one of the female engines. I'm not going to tell you which one. And so anyways, if we go back down this line, oh, by the way, this long area will have lots of significance in the movie. If we go back down this line, you can see it goes to a switch. This way it goes up and around and around and around and around. Up the hill, the curly hill, to another switch. And this switch goes to where Norman is sitting. Norman will also be joining the Diesel's forces. And he is pulling a fuel tanker. The fuel tanker will also have quite a bit of significance in the movie. Now, we go down this hill, and around a bend, up another one, then down to the mail delivery place, where Den and Dart, I recently got them, as well as recently getting Norman. They're moving around the breakdown train, which will be needed a few times. Then the lighthouse bridge with the lifting thing. Then around another set of curves to another switch, which leads to another switch, which leads to sheds, where Ari and Bert, obviously bad Diesels in the movie, are sitting. And so if we go back over here, around another set of curves over to the cargo transport, and then to the station, then into the steamworks. But let's, right now, take a break and go to the roads, because this is a nice convenient little spot to switch over to the roads. Okay, so here's one road, which goes through a tunnel, around a bend, through the Sodor car wash, down another hill, and over to the service station here, which also has another small road leading off of it. And this, another road comes off of the service station, goes under the Knapford Bridge, and over to where Max and Monty are sitting. You can see that Max is right here, and Monty is over there. Monty is on a shorter road that basically leads to nowhere. But both of those roads come together on this road. If we go left first, we can see that it goes up a hill, around a bend, and here's the ambulance, and the ambulance will be for the fatal accident, which takes place actually on Gordon's Express at the docks. And then it goes over this tunnel, then goes down another hill, over a crossing. Now you may be wondering, who the heck is this character? I've never seen him before. This is actually a bronze version of Diesel. He came as a 60-year edition with, I think, either as a set with the Silver Percy and the Golden Thomas, or they all came separately with various Thomas DVDs / VCRs. Or not VCRs. VCR tapes. So, anyways, in this movie, he will have another name. I haven't quite decided on it yet. And he will be joining Diesel 10 with his forces to take over the island. So anyways, that road leads a little bit further down to the hospital, which obviously is the destination of the ambulance. Now if we go the other way from where Max and Monty are, we go under this bridge, over to the Sodor Cement Works, then around to the scrapyard, then to where Birdie is sitting. Birdie will also have a significant role in the movie. And then around another bend back to the farm and the docks. Now then, let's go back up this hill a little further. We'll go up and around still to where Duck is. Duck will also have about the same significance as Gordon, Henry, and James in the movie. Pulling some coaches right now. And that goes on to the Long Green Bridge, which is overlooking the quarry. The Diesels will, I will say, actually be meeting in the quarry at one point during the movie, and the bridge will be very helpful to two small eavesdroppers named Percy and Toby. So the bridge goes a little further, then down a hill, over to Henry's Tunnel. Hang on. You see that sitting on top of Henry's Tunnel are Diesels 261 and 199. Respectively named Bowler and Spam Can, or at least as nicknames. And these lines both go down a hill, round a bend, over the bumpy track to another signal, and then they will diverge here, but then converge once more later. This line goes past the oil depot and the hospital, obviously, over to the four-way switch. One way will go to where the bronze diesel is sitting, then the coal loader, and then through Henry's Tunnel, through another tunnel, and back to the turntable at the roundhouse. Another way will go around here, through the Sodor engine wash into the Sodor steamworks, which is the destination of the other line, actually. Now, the Sodor steamworks also produces a couple more tracks. One goes a short distance to this other little repair shop, and one goes down here, back to the Kinmouth station and the cargo transport, and to Arion Burt. Now this other line on the four-way switch goes under the grain loader, or through it I should say, then past the water tower, and then to another switch. This line goes through the mountain tunnel, then goes to another switch. One line goes to where Diesel 10 is at the quarry. The other goes up, around the bend, up the hill, around another bend, to where Spam Cam is, then down the hill, it's going over Henry's Tunnel, then around another bend, and then over here to where the coal crane is by the coal depot. The other line that goes into the mountain, this line actually goes past the mountain tunnel, and then switches into it. This line goes over to the cargo depot, then up a hill, over the Knapford Bridge, down and back over here to the switch beneath Norman. Anyways, there's one more line, I think. I might be wrong, but let's go over here. Back to this three-way switch off of here. Goes into another switch. One obviously goes over there to the track switcher. Then goes around here, under this bridge, and then, this is a more wacky track, by the way. Then it goes under another bridge. This is the lifting bridge. That will also be fairly significant. Goes around a almost 360-degree loop over the bridge, and then connects with this line with the Stone Arch Bridge to go over past the lumber mill. Well then, I'm pretty sure that is all for this layout, and I've told you pretty much everything that's connected with this layout that connects to the movie. I'm partially making this video for you guys, just so you can watch it and, see the layout, but I'm also partially making it for me, because I want to use this layout when I'm filming the movie. There's no way I'm going to remember this just out of memory, pure memory, so I'm taping this so I can go back and look at it later when I'm rebuilding it. Alright, let's give it one more quick overview then. Okay, maybe this overview isn't so quick. Well, alright then. I guess that's it. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to finishing up the script for my movie, and then actually filming it. So, thanks for watching this video, and see you later. Or, metaphorically, see you later.